I would say, Ripple is obviously, they have three validators, part of the UNL. They definitely hold some weight. They proposed a lot of amendments. Timing from them, I would say, is a bit more curated to their objectives. But the actual voting on these, they can't sway one way or the other. They actually have to be voted on by the UNL validators, and you do have to get 25 other people to vote your direction. So it's not like this is a centralized thing. It is completely decentralized, but it can be curated as far as timing that benefits them. So all that being said, the reason you would allocate to a DAT is you're basically moving up the risk curve in your allocation to XRP. Okay, so you could have a direct allocation. You can have an allocation through an ETF. Both of those are pretty the kind of the low risk on the spectrum. The ETF is probably the lowest risk on the spectrum because it's in your stock portfolio. They hold it in institutional custody. It's backed 1-to-1 and audited, all the stuff. Holding it on your own is probably more risky than allocating through an ETF where somebody else manages the assets, unless you're holding it in institutional custody with Digital Wealth Partners, and then you're getting the same assurances you would for an ETF. But if you're holding it on a cold wallet or on an exchange, probably a little bit further up the risk curve, and then a DAT would be even further up the risk curve. So it would be like taking leverage on the XRP on a trade. So you're leveraged long or leveraged